Hello and welcome to another audio commentary done by Luminous, and we're continuing this commentating spree, and we're gonna bring you another long ass SMM game. This is sGty, also better known as FTD, right?
Yes, for the dream.
For the dream.
FTD.
Chinese team, my homeboys, and versus the mostly the fan favorite, I think, the Kingsurf team.
Indeed.
Led by
against
YamateH.
Kingsurf. I would like to point out immediately, Kingsurf did one thing right off the bat perfectly correct, and that's ban Visage, because already up to this point in the tournament, and this is the quarterfinals of the losers bracket, as I recall. So both these teams have already lost once, and they've actually met each other once before, and I believe FTD won that one, or KS won. I think, no, KS won, and then they lost in the very next round. That's what happened. So KS has already won one game against FTD at this point, earlier in the tournament, but this is they're now playing for their lives here. The loser of this game will be out. But FTD has shown that 2009 has probably one of the most superb Visage players that I've seen. I'm sure there's other ones that are much better that I haven't heard of, but he's quite good, and some of the teams between the two matches did not ban Visage against him, and I think that's a little silly.
That's like not banning, people's signature hero.
Exactly.
Exactly. Not banning Dog Kaiser's Syllabare, or not banning Meepo's Kuroki's Meepo when he was using it. Stuff like that.
Right.
And
so
you get fucking owned.
So right off the bat, we got some bans on Broodmother, another insane farming push hero. Spectre, obviously super ridiculous. Panda, a very used hero here recently, with his ability to use Aga very effectively now on his pandas.
Chase you like a mother, don't stop.
Indeed, just so many skills. He can get away, he's got a stun with it, just high amounts of damage, the immolate, it's just crazy. They banned Viper, Morphling, Storm, another bunch of carry kind of heroes. Ruby Assassin, pretty common ban all around the world, doesn't matter what scene you're in. Heroes.
And then YamateH somehow got freaking Leviathan, which you don't. I don't think you should let the other team have Leviathan, to be honest.
Yeah,
there's think about that, because that's like the best initiator in terms of just disabling everyone.
He is quite good, and there's a number of Meet Your Maker, for instance. He's on their permaban list just right off the bat. They ban him.
Yeah.
FTD takes first pick. Crystal Maiden.
Crystal Maiden, yeah. Pretty common first pick.
Yeah.
But I don't think the Leviathan will affect the way the style FTD play, because NYM mostly ban it because it just disrupt their ganking strat so much that one Leviathan ultimate and everyone could run away. Whereas I think more FTD is more looking for team fights and late pushes, so they don't really care.
Right,
about,
but I mean, doesn't Leviathan stop team fights a lot because of all the AoE damage? I mean, you're just not going to be able to stun him long enough. He's going to get his ulti off on a bunch of heroes, right? Oh
yeah, you could definitely let Leviathan get ulti off, but even after ulti, I mean, if you have enough items, Razor's going to tank like a mother. PL is never going to die. If those two heroes are alive, then I think the team fight will be won. But yeah, but this game is long, and hopefully you have your popcorns and
get your popcorn ready. We've got a couple good heroes here. I really like Razor. He's a lot of fun. Sven is the last pick from Kingsurf there. He's been used a fair amount recently, which has been a lot of fun to see. Sven's a kind of an old school hero that's kind of making a little bit of a comeback with his new.
And I think they definitely picked Sven for the PL images to cleave the shit out of them.
Quite possibly, and Necrolite, of course, works as a counter pick there as well. Necrolite, I think, has been Necrolite and Tinker. Tinker got picked a couple times, not much by Kingsurf, I don't think, which is ironic because YamateH was one of the more famous Tinker players, right?
Right.
They've been taking a lot to kind of stop, there seems to be two things going on here. There's teams that want to get a bunch of farm heroes and push, and there seems to be teams that want to counter the push while farming. So
I don't know. It's really interesting of what the hell they're doing, because we see FTD going for a Phantom Lancer, one of those heroes that require maybe 2,000 minutes to farm up anything to win. And,
but Phantom Lancer has a lot of survivability.
Oh come on, this is not pub. They'll get dust.
Well, right.
If he's dust, he's like a 20 HP hero. Meanwhile, FTD is gonna die, or FTD
Crystal Maiden goes down right
Crystal
off the bat,
Maiden's gonna die.
and PL's gonna
Sorry, I almost called him Pusher again.
work
like
to
by
get
mistake.
away. They should change that hero's name. The No, what I was gonna say is PL, when he gets farmed, he works on that same strategy. Like I find that he doesn't actually need as much farm as a lot of people want to give him. Like, he just needs like a few damage items, and he can.
Oh, I think he needs way more, because, like, sure, if he could do a lot of damage, but if his images, and that's what he really is, an illusion hero. But if his images die like in 2 seconds, due to not enough stats on it, then it doesn't really matter.
And I think a mana style diffusal blade is enough. That all he needs. I mean, yeah, that's a fair amount of farm.
And 20 levels, I guess.
Right, he does need levels, but
yeah,
that's the same for a lot of these heroes.
Yeah.
So we got Razor and Necrolite top. That's a YamateH versus King, King J. Excuse me. That'll be a fun lane to watch.
No, he won't. He just freaking rise farm for 2,000 minutes.
Well, I like that. We got a Beastmaster solo mid against Shadow Fiend, and it looks like ES is going to be roaming some. And then we got
everyone's been roaming the ES, which I personally don't like, because you could say Earthshaker is not one of those heroes that need a lot of level, but he really needs like 6 and 11 like badly to do a lot of damage. So
I suppose I think he's pretty good either way. Honestly, I think he's a pretty versatile hero.
Venge coming up middle for a gank, but it's spotted by a real 2 wards putting up in this jungle area, and I think both teams know that. Or Nevermore should know, but he.
FTD does a really good job of dodging gangs. I mean, their strategy is obviously to get a couple farmers that can push quite strongly, and one way to make sure that to ensure that happens is to never die.
Don't get hit, man.
Don't get hit. Don't get hit, Nick. If you don't get hit, you can't die. Beastmaster getting some hate on Shadow Fiend with his pig.
Meanwhile, Crystal Maidens pulls, and then freaking Ty pulls him back. That was some imba pulling on the bottom, if you watched that.
I missed that.
Yeah.
It's good times.
So, Nevermore is going to win this lane. What do you think about that? Just melee versus range. Nevermore's such a good solo hero.
Nevermore is hard to... like, it's pretty hard to keep Nevermore from winning a lane one-on-one. There's only a couple heroes that can really have a chance there.
And Beastmaster's not one of them.
Beastmaster's not one of them. No, I don't think so. ES has now come up here to help the Razor. Looks like they want to try and do something to YamateH. I don't know. They're just he's just hitting him a lot. They're not really doing anything. YamateH is just like, all right, I'll hit you too. I'll take turns hitting.
FTD Razor has picked up his freaking poor man shield. And oh my god, if you have been paying attention to YamateH's skill build, he has skilled Heartstarper Aura instead of freaking.
That's a relatively
rare thing, right?
No, that's a more of a common build for pushing a lane pretty aggressively. It's not too terrible. I remember
because usually most players either go for stats or the mana regen.
He appears to have just bailed on the mana regen completely. Does he have 2 levels of Heartstopper?
Yeah, he has 2 levels. Level 2.
That is
so. I guess that's why FTD Razor or King is being hated down so low. Just by standing there, he gets hurt.
Right.
So
I mean, I've seen that done. I've seen Necrolites rush that actually, but they tend to be in hardcore push teams, which
I don't.
This doesn't
which
look
this
like
one doesn't really look like, right?
Push team to me, no.
No, yeah. So I think he just want to just be a bitch in the lane, and he's doing exactly that right now. The poor man shield not really helping against a deep damage over time like that, and looks like Razor forced to pick up his Ring of Hell. Not really forced to, because he's gonna go Vanguard anyways.
Right.
So
he gets some good damage there on YamateH. It looks like there's a bird on its way with a bottle, so apparently he decided he'd rather have a bottle.
YamateH's bottle, which he's not going to be getting any rune, but I think with Beastmaster's Hawk, bottle's never a bad choice there.
Yeah, a lot of Necrolites like bottle. I personally don't do it, but like I said, I'm not YamateH, so whatever.
Meanwhile, bottom, there's a PL farming happily a wave. I don't think Sven or Ty could kind of. What is with this lane? Sven and Ty, like some weird ass.
Yeah,
lane.
that's a pretty poor lane choice.